Was captured in Zuma Beach, California, in Malibu. Actually about 35-40 minutes from where I live. It was captured by Surfing with Ben.
Wow. Do y'all remember 1 month ago when this video popped up with the reptile man from Google Earth? Well, I can prove to you 100% fact that it is real.
Where the heck is that? As they scan the phone camera across the forest, they see a creature on all fours.
Dude, I think the tag is coming from a little bit closer. Currently just stream.
Oh God! Queen Elizabeth's royal astrologer, a man named John Dee, who is the prototype of the wizard with the long beard, the hat, and what he did was to rediscover, through these ancient documents that were in the Vatican, the technology of how to access what they considered to be spiritual beings that were useful to them, but what we would consider to be demonic or evil beings.
Big Paul, because now there's a whole list of fighters that bad things happen to him after they fight, win or lost.
Oh my God, what's his name? He got sick, right?
Ben Askren suffered lung failure and nearly died.
Yeah.
Here I am going to show you the biggest deception that has been fooling people for years.
Tragic story of Princess Nicki Minaj. She was a Cambodian Thai princess born in the 1920s who married King Tom Holland Victor.
Look like we in that bubble right there. That's Africa. What I'm starting to think is niggas don't know how to go from bubble to bubble, except for aliens. Aliens going over here. Pop, 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 nigga. Popping in and out of niggas' bubbles.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and 7-up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. I know we coming with about 4 videos very smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching any TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and give a shout out to Jaden's Gigi. I seen that you were asking for a shout out for a long time. I just saw that one comment, but I apologize if you have been asking way longer before that. Also, shout out and happy birthday to Christian and Crystal Wingate. I seen y'all birthdays came in December. Happy belated. Appreciate for the support. Appreciate the love. Thank you for rocking with this channel. Also, I have seen some comments that were very low vibrational. My only advice to the collective is, bro, if you see somebody talking crazy in the comments, don't respond. Leave it. Leave it. I'm not responding. You don't respond. They only want attention. Let that shit sit. Let them be miserable in their own life, bro. You don't need that energy, nor do you need to give that any energy. Let God handle it. Let the universe and let life and teach them. Let it teach them. Don't worry about it. That's God's work. That's not our work, bro. We put the work out. Whoever gravitate to it, gravitate to it. If they talking crazy, saying insulting things, vibrating at a low frequency, bro, don't give it no energy. Let it sit. Let them be miserable in their own world. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. I love y'all collective. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck?
What is that?
Dude, that's not a buck, dude. That's not. Dude, go, 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 go. Yeah.
My For You page don't look nothing like that.
Leaked video footage, allegedly originating from the Uintah County Sheriff's Department, located just miles from Skinwalker Ranch, have surfaced online, and they're sending shockwaves through the paranormal community.
Hold the light right there. Sir, you okay? Stay with me. Oh my God. Back up. Move.
Grainy body cam footage reportedly shows officers responding to reports of movement near an abandoned property, when a pale, emaciated figure appears from the darkness. Witnesses describe its elongated shoulders, ashen skin, and narrow, claw-like feet that click against the gravel as it moves. Officers can be heard gasping before the entity darts behind a fence with inhumane speed. Experts and skeptics alike are baffled, with some calling it evidence of a dogman-type humanoid, a creature long dismissed as internet folklore. In the audio, one voice whispers, "What is that?" moments before the video cuts abruptly. Whether an elaborate hoax or a glimpse of something never meant to be seen, the Uintah County leak adds yet another chilling layer to the dark legend surrounding Skinwalker Ranch.
Reminds me of the Vegas alien. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Now, I don't know about the Vegas alien, but that other one, the way the trees come down.
This man was working the night shift when he suddenly saw this. This disturbing video was captured by a food delivery worker who was finishing yet another order when he noticed something that looked straight out of a horror movie. Through the window of an apartment, he sees a strange man dancing alone in the darkest hours of the night. The creature-like movements, the terrifying appearance left thousands of viewers frozen in fear. And the fact that this happened around 3 a.m. makes it even more disturbing, because we all know what kind of things happen at that hour. So, what do you think this really was? Tell me in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And follow me before something like this appears outside your window.
The following footage is a direct witness account from a security guard who was on duty in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was the end of a shift, the area was closing down, and he was going to tell this gentleman he needed to leave the area. He said that when he approached the man, he was acting erratically and he was talking to himself, but it's when he circled to the front of him that completely spooked him. He swears that this man's eyes were completely black. There was no pupil, you couldn't see the white, they were solid black, and he firmly believes this man was actually possessed. As I stated, these are his witness videos from when he was on duty. Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Alright, so this is the story I confronted a possessed man at the job. Seen a dude, tell him to leave, we're closing up. He wouldn't leave. So, I tell people leave all the time. I walk up to this man and ask him, like, "Hey man, I know you hear me talking to you. You need to leave." I walk around, I look at his face, and he has no eyes. They're black. I say, "Hey man, you do you, dog." Yeah, I will back to work. Well, mind you, this dude had no eyes. I'm telling you, look at this fool. Yeah, I'm good. Do your thing, bruh. Dude was possessed. Alright, so this is a better angle. But do you see how he's moving? He's moving in like a demonic manner. And I'm black. I mean, that means we separate. We disconnect. We rearrange. We be apart. We are not a part of it. You know what I mean? So, and his eyeballs are black. No white in them. The eyeballs, not the eye sockets.
I got attacked by demons when I was high, when I got saved, by the way.
What do you mean?
Like, I got saved, and I was still struggling with...
Okay.
I would smoke it every day. Like, in the morning, in the afternoon, evening, nighttime. I'd smoke, like, 4 backwoods a day. I'd take the guts out of it, and I would put in it. And that would be, like, my routine 4 times a day. And I was doing that when I got saved as well for the first 3 months. And I was praying to God. I'm like, God, please... I didn't want to give up weed. It was like, my God... right? I loved it. Like, I loved it. I'm like, God, you got to show me why this is wrong. I read the scripture, 1 Peter 5:8, and I did get convicted, but I was like, Lord, I need to see why. You know, show me, and I'll quit. Kind of expecting him to do it, kind of expecting him not to, but I was very serious. Like, if God actually did show me why it was wrong, I would quit, right? So I prayed that prayer, and then I smoked on my balcony when I was living in LA. And I go back inside, and I'm watching a video about Genesis, the creation of the earth. And keep in mind, I wasn't raised Christian, right? So I didn't know that this is how the world was created until after I was looking into, you know, the videos and the scriptures about it. And I remember I looked into that video, and I was high watching it. And dude, like, this had to have been like the most obvious demonic encounter I've ever had. I heard these voices that were so loud. I've never heard anything till this day that potent of a demon's voice. It was 3 demons. I just knew it instinctively in my head. And they said, you should be ashamed about posting about God. I was posting about God a little bit on my stories, like not too much. I was kind of segueing into it. They said, you should be ashamed about posting about God. You should be ashamed about researching about God. You should be ashamed about loving God. And I heard those over and over again like an echo.
What did the voice sound like?
They were really evil. Like, they were really evil, bro.
Scary?
Like, you could just hear the disgust in what they were saying to you.
Did you get scared when you heard them?
Yeah. I got anxiety. I never deal with anxiety. Like, I did in the world, but not in that sense where, like, things would just jolt and make me nervous. I dealt more with anxiety about, like, future things, right? Security things, you know, but not, like, anxiety where I have a panic attack. But I was panicking. I'm like, what the heck is this? This is the most disgusting voice I've ever heard in my life. And it was so bad, I went to bed at 8 p.m. that night just so I could wake up sober the next day. That's how bad it was. I felt like I was going crazy because these voices were so evil and disgusting and loud. And they were trying to talk me out of seeking God. Right after I prayed to the Lord, show me why this is wrong, and I smoked instantly. I know for a fact that it opens you up to Satan.
A group of friends. Callie, let me know, bro. Is it just him? I ain't never had no situation like that. Shit, my shit be opposite. I'd be ready to fly off the handle if I didn't do it. And then when I do, God be talking to me like, see, so you need to calm down. Because if you don't, you gonna whoop his ass. You gonna do this, I'm just joking, collective. I'm just joking. Callie, let me know if he reaching. I'm gonna go ahead and say he reaching, because that ain't shit. What about alcohol? He better not say he still drink. I hope he gave that up too. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts is. I'm trying not to say he bullshitting right now, but I mean, I feel like he bullshitting. I ain't never heard nobody say that opens them up to that. If anything, I've seen that save them from doing some satanic or bullshit to somebody else on a violent tip. Y'all let me know. Let me know. I need to hear y'all thoughts and opinions. Spam it up. I ain't even gonna say the rest because somebody might feel him and somebody gonna feel like I'm attacking them right now. So I don't mean I don't mean nothing towards you. Different strokes for different folks.
Friends are outside playing on a trampoline when they see something that resembles the urban legend rake. Keep your eyes on the background.
We're just out here on trampoline.
Dude,
Dude,
what is that?
What?
What is that? What the heck is that?
As they scan the phone camera across the forest, they see a creature on all fours.
Oh, dude, that thing is coming a little bit closer. Oh, crap, it's a stream.
Oh, God, Jesus!
So what did this group of friends capture in the forest?
No, I gotta see that. I need to see up close.
Have you not seen that rake they caught on video at Cliffview? No way I'm going out at night in these woods. So naturally I had to know what she was talking about, so I asked her to send me these videos, and she did. So here they are.
I don't know, bro. That shit could have been anybody playing too.
One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers from the cabal itself is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. The rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny, we have consented to enslavement. Now, if you get into the secret history of the cabal, Queen Elizabeth's royal astrologer, a man named John Dee, who is the prototype of the wizard with the long beard, the hat, and what he did was to rediscover, through these ancient documents that were in the Vatican, the technology of how to access what they considered to be spiritual beings that were useful to them, but what we would consider to be demonic or evil beings. These beings need to be accessed through a very complex set of rituals and ceremonies. You cannot just ask for them to show up. You have to follow very elaborate and specific protocols. So John Dee rediscovered the technology of how to draw the magic circles, how to say the right incantations, how to actually do black magic on a governmental level. This is what people are going to have so much trouble with once disclosure happens, is that these people actually practice black magic.
The Matrix and the Forbidden Knowledge volumes, 1 to 5, all 1,200 pages teaching you mind-blowing symbolism and how the system works. Click the link in bio when you are ready. On sale now for just $19.99.
How can they skip karma? This is the question I have a hard time understanding. How do they skip karma? By telling us the truth. And if we accept it, then we're accepting tyranny. The crazy shit, right? But then when we don't accept it and we speak the truth, they eliminate us. If they eliminating us, don't that automatically give them that bad karma? So how would you... I'm curious. I'm lost with that one. I'm lost with that one question.
You guys need to see this video of the Boston Public Library, and I need to show you something from my antique Bible.
You see that bowl? Do you see that bowl right there? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Wow, dude. This is just absolutely wild.
Okay, so now on the left-hand side is Osiris. So look at...
Dude, that's an Anunnaki.
Yeah. Right. So
that's Anunnaki.
Enlil, that's Enlil and Enki, the Anunnaki, and that's Osiris, and Isis is behind him. Those wings are the wings of Isis, and Osiris are fighting the Anunnaki.
I saw that video today, and I'm reading through my antique Bible, and I never noticed this on this picture. It's an illustration of Sennacherib slayed by his sons, but look at what it looks like he's worshiping. Is my antique Bible being super straightforward about them worshiping Anunnaki? Now I'm wondering if this is why Jesus said not to give what is holy to dogs. These look like dogs. The only reason I'm even affirming that I believe that Anunnaki are real is not because I believe in New Age stuff or aliens. I think it's like a play on something that comes from the Bible. So in the book of Numbers 13:33, the numbers say it all. There we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. So the connection that I'm drawing in my mind is Anak, and they call them Anunnaki, and they're giants. I also found this one part that suggests a third eye type of thing, and this is just a standard KJV Bible with illustrations that I got off of eBay. There is so much juicy stuff in it. I keep finding these little details that are oh my gosh. On the cross, Jesus canceled the record of debt that stood against us with its legal demands. This he set aside by nailing it to the cross. He disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him. Almost every time that the Anak, the tribe of Anakim, comes up in the Bible, God mentions that they were bigger and mightier than Israel, but that he would help them defeat them and remove them from the land. Jesus died on the cross for us so that our record of debt to these dark spiritual entities, because we are so sinful as humans, is canceled out and we can go home to God. Hallelujah. If you don't know Jesus yet, now is the time. Things are getting really weird, and he is willing to cover everybody who believes and follows him.
But the Bible says there's fallen angels, so it didn't say the Anunnaki was.
So I thought people were kidding, but no, the search bar suggestions today are really weird, creepy even. Don't turn left at the crossroads. I'm getting out of here. That one's popular, apparently. NASA warns people to evacuate. What? Like, okay, I just scrolled past a woman looking at hers, so I looked up mine. Don't turn left at the crossroads. Apparently they all say things that are just weirdly ominous. Unless it's glitching just for certain people, but I've seen like 4 other people look at theirs. And I'm like, that's just a little bit weird. The rest is pretty normal, I think. Nope. I didn't even notice that one. Signs you're a targeted individual. When someone tries coming back into, let's see. What are you going to do with your degree? Okay, that one's not creepy.
Was Harry Potter a psyop? And just hear me out for 1 minute, okay? Throughout the entire series, Harry and his friends often defeat villains or escape from dangerous situations using magic, right? Whether it be by using magical spells or objects, the heroes win in quotations because they use magic, right? But if you realistically think about it, the series isn't necessarily about the triumph of good over evil, but more so about the triumph of magic over evil. Imagine how many people since the Harry Potter series has come out have attempted certain practices. Imagine how many false senses of Satanism have been carried out since that series came out. And let me just make this clear, I do not read the Bible. I was never involved in any of those certain practices of which I'm speaking about. No, I am not a Christian. Yes, I do believe in God. And yes, I do follow various belief systems. They're all intertwined once you really educate yourself. But anyway, real magic, of which has existed for well over 3,000 years now, has seemingly become a mockery to none other than J.K. Rowling. Does nobody remember what she specifically stated? Specifically considering skinwalkers, or more so known in the series as nomages, which she said was used to demonize wizards. Okay, so you admitted that some of your creations in your series were related to certain belief systems. Nomage in the series refers to a person who lacks the ability to perform magic, but is specifically unaware of the wizarding world existing. So that in itself proves that you literally formed a cult. She made magic seem appealing and muggles, aka the people, not seem appealing. Does nobody remember what Neville Longbottom said in the series? Specifically speaking on Death Eater's teaching while Voldemort was in power. We've all got to listen to her explain how muggles are like animals, stupid and dirty, and how they drive wizards into hiding by being vicious to them. But also how the natural order is being re-established, right? Voldemort and his Death Eaters literally tortured and killed muggles for their own amusement. A cult that has existed for well over 120 years now that literally mocks the existence of humans who are unaware of certain spiritual practices. Not even spiritual practices, really, honestly, I would consider that to be a sense of sorcery. The Egyptians in themselves were very well aware of what this specific power was, and do you know why? Because that exact power was used to overwhelm the pharaohs, of which obtained power of their own. But see, there's two forces that have always existed, right? I really wish people would educate themselves upon the history of the Anunnaki. They made depictions of these beings just for those artifacts to be stolen and made a mockery of. Or they just label it as mythology. When in actuality, if you take an account of all of the major attributes, right, of every single influential character in any story across any belief system, you somehow discover so many similarities. But see, what this series specifically did was form a certain narrative. A narrative surrounding a consideration that those who actually practice magic are considered to be evil. But then comes in the chosen one who gathers together a team that further encourages the usage of magic, aka what you would consider to be the Illumin you-know-what. Our youth as millennials growing up was literally corrupted, and now we're stuck in the state of mind of disbelief. Shit, majority of millennials nowadays don't question shit. They're just so focused on trying to get their lives in order. But that's just the thing. Our minds were curious. We just didn't know where to go to obtain the information of which we required. So a lot of us at a young age were literally indoctrinated into believing certain things or following specific groups. Now, there are literally only a handful of individuals across the entire world of which are even knowledgeable about this shit to begin with. The muggles, aka the people who were unaware of all this existing, are treated as lesser while they work against the laws of karma right in front of our faces. I'm just saying, throughout the years, J.K. Rowling has made some comments that should have made you start thinking outside the box.
So according to NASA, the sun just let off some of the most powerful solar flares of this year. And they said this solar flare can cause disruption in the internet, all your devices, and it can even cause blackouts. I'm just letting y'all know right now, if your shit start acting a little wacky-tacky, just know it's because they said it's the solar flare. And the other night, I seen the aurora in the sky, fool. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, bruh, this shit happening again? Y'all not notice that this shit is happening more frequently? I thought this was rare, nigga. I done seen this shit twice this year. And at the same time, this is the first time I seen it. Other than this, I have never seen it no prior years. So I'm just hella confused. Then on top of that, y'all, they're talking about we're getting an Arctic blast. Like, come on, fool. Somebody that was in Orlando showed that the mother...
I wanted to hear him more. Shout out to my guy, bro. Zay Reacts.
Holy, we see everything now. Right. No. I know, I was just kidding.
Prayers, man. I hope that wasn't a bombing.
I am going to try and say this with as clear, calm, and sober a tone as I can possibly manage. We are heading towards another world war. And no, this is not me catastrophizing. No, this is not me being hyperbolic or fear-mongering. Because I know that the fear of a world war is what everyone starts talking about after every single atrocity, after every conflict, every tense moment. That is what we always say, and it hasn't been true until now. It's not just Venezuela. Venezuela alone is a terrifying violation of international law on a scale that risks dismantling the era of peace, relative peace, I should say, that we have endured since the Second World War. But it is not just Venezuela. We have a government who is saying, yeah, we did this in Venezuela. Yeah, we attacked this country that we have not declared war on, and we have kidnapped their sovereign leader. Yes, we've done that, and you know what? We're going to do it to others. We are going to do it in Cuba. We are going to do it in Colombia. We are going to do it in Mexico. We are going to do it in Greenland. We're going to do it against Denmark, a NATO partner. And sure, we all took it as somewhat of a joke when Trump suggested that he would go and take Greenland. However, we can't take those as jokes anymore. We never really should have, because he just bombed Venezuela, went in and kidnapped their head of state. Not only that, he's not even saying he's doing it to uphold some sort of international law or boundary. No, he's saying he's doing it because he is asserting that we have a right to Venezuela, that we have a right to their resources and their economy. He is saying that we have a right to them just because they are in the Americas, and he is claiming that we have hegemonic control over all of the Americas. Now ask yourself, how do we achieve that? How do we actually assert control over
all of North America and South America. If you think South America doesn't fucking fight back, you're insane. But moreover, do you think the world just stops and lets that happen? Now, you think the world might be terrified enough that they wouldn't try and fight us in our own backyard, and you might be right, but hey, what do you think the other major powers of the world are going to start doing once they realize that there are no rules anymore, that in fact you can go and seize territory that you want by force, and the world is not going to do anything about it? Well, they're going to do it too, not just because they want it, but because if they don't do it, now they're going to fall even further behind the power of the United States. It's going to be an arms race to seize land, resources, territory, all of that, in order to maintain balance and power on the world stage. And once again, if the US seizes Greenland, that puts us at war, or at least significantly at odds with a NATO member. And so then NATO has to ask itself, are we going to go to war against the United States because they're the ones attacking a NATO member? Or do we just disband NATO? And when you disband NATO, what else happens after that? Suddenly, these smaller countries that have been under the protection of NATO are now open to attack. And, vice versa, the more powerful countries in NATO, now they have a vested interest to do the same, to land grab as quickly and as strongly as they possibly can. Once again, in order to survive the world order that the US is defining for us. And again, this isn't fear-mongering, this isn't hyperbole, this is playing out what would happen if the leader of our country does the things he says he's going to do after proving that he is willing to go to greater lengths than any president in history. We need to understand the only way we avoid all of that, we avoid a third world war, is if the domestic situation of the United States becomes untenable to maintain these assaults abroad. That's the only way. If the U.S. home front remains tranquil, the world goes to war. That's the reality. That's where we are right now. If you are a politician, especially in the federal government, and if you are not using every single ounce of your power to grind this war machine to a halt, you are complicit in the deaths to come. And I know that if you work in the federal government, you are used to people saying you're complicit in deaths, maybe even thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. But a world war in the modern era is death on a scale we've never seen before. We need to understand that, and we need to understand that now before it comes to pass. I don't care how scary and dangerous you think resistance is now. It is nowhere near as scary and dangerous as what you and your children and your loved ones are going to have to face once they are drafted into a military and sent to fight nuclear powers, sent to fight nations with people in the billions. There's no winning a war like that. It doesn't matter if your country achieves its objectives. There is no winning for anyone. It is death, pain, and destruction on a scale never seen before. We must do everything we can to stop that now.
I've started the camera up like 18 times and done an intro. I just don't know. Nothing's really happening. I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, but Guys, I'm really trying to give you guys videos out here, but this place to the core. But I'm fascinated with it at the same time. I'm hearing noises, dude, and I don't know if it's clicking. I can't hear it. It's like a low. Hello? Oh my god, dude. Why is my thing going faint? Stop. Okay, I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna go. What is that?
Was captured in Zuma Beach, California, in Malibu. Actually about 35-40 minutes from where I live. It was captured by Surfing with Ben. Who can tell me what in the direct energy weapon is going on here? I've spent many days at this beach and I've never seen this lasers. Just wondering what they're for. Now, it doesn't mean that there's something malice or it's extraterrestrial, even though right off of this lagoon, this coast here, lies the Malibu anomaly. If you don't know anything about that, look it up. But if anyone has answers of why these green laser lights are beaming in Malibu, please let us know. Unanswered Universe.
I bet you this summer Malibu gonna get hit with a fire. I hope that ain't true.
Sucks for Jake Paul because now there's a whole list of fighters that bad things happen to him after they fight, win or lost.
Oh my god, what's his name? He got sick, right?
Ben Askren suffered lung failure and nearly died.
Yeah, he almost died. He was hospitalized,
Mike Tyson nearly died before the fight. He required blood transfusions. Anthony Joshua, the car thing. Chavez Jr. deported after the fight by ICE.
Oh my god.
Yes. Ryan Berlin quit boxing altogether and became a plumber. Like, it's just bad. Nate Robinson went completely silent and no one was heard from him again.
Yo, he does so much witchcraft, bro. That's why he's doing all these rituals and things to kind of manifest his future.
3, 2, and sleep. Completely letting go.
I ain't messing with him, bro.
Jump in.
Erica Kirk isn't adjacent to power, she's born into it. A Rothschild heiress. Not by rumor, not by association, but by lineage. A dynasty preserved through close bloodlines, where influence is inherited, protected, and never surrendered. Erica represents the modern Rothschild model. Names changed, images softened, optics updated, while the underlying mission remains the same. Control without visibility, power without fingerprints. The old games never stopped. They just learned how to look respectable. And when you learn the truth about Erica Kirk's relatives, she also has a secret ex-husband, Derek Chelsvig, accused of child trafficking in Romania. These aren't just bad relationships, they're recurring patterns. The same names, the same networks, the same shadows. But this goes beyond who she dated or married. Because some secrets aren't just hidden, they're in the blood. Ask yourself this. How did Erica gain access to the corridors of power at such a young age? Pageant wins despite no prior experience, and not fitting the usual profile. Running an international NGO in a foreign country at just 17. Working for a real estate company, selling Jeffrey Epstein's properties in Miami. Doors don't open like that by accident. The answer lies in her DNA. She's a Rothschild.
Not saying she one of those, but I'm just saying I don't trust her ass.
The good old Nikki. Here I'm going to show you the biggest deception that has been fooling people for years.
Tragic story of Princess Nikki Minajita. She was a Cambodian Thai princess born in the 1920s who married King Tom Holland Vicorn.
What's really going on? Have you seen that movie called Godsend? I'm starting to believe they've been telling us their agenda for the longest, but we always brush it off.
Might think that this is just a younger version of Taylor Swift, and that's just it. But despite their uncanny resemblance, this girl's name is actually Becky. There is a theory that Taylor Swift is the successful queen of a clone program, which sampled their DNA from this lady, Zena Shrek, the former high priestess of the Church of Satan. See the resemblance? Shrek was a pop star and the high priestess of the Church of Satan till 1990, and coincidentally Taylor Swift was born in 1989. Both Taylor and Zena used serpents as their symbols and have similar successful careers, crossing over from country to pop music, leading many to believe that Taylor Swift was created to take over where Zena left off. That's why I think.
This next story that's coming out of LA might be the craziest story of the year 2026. And I know that we're all familiar with the term underground cities, and we've all heard it in one way or another. And we've also heard the fact that allegedly there are people living in underground cities. And allegedly, from this next video that I'm about to share with you, this may become reality in LA. Take a look at this video.
So if LA couldn't get any creepier with all the problems of crime and homeless, I ran into this billboard on this lot. So this is a vacant lot for construction, and it says, "Live life deeper, 144 stories underground. You may never go outside again."
And you heard what she said toward the end of that video. You may never go outside again. Never go outside again? So I guess the question should be, who and why are they building that type of alleged underground city? Who is it for? take a step back and think about that statement that was posted on the wall of that alleged construction site in LA. Underground apartments, underground city. You may never have to go outside again. What type of underground city would they be building that you will never have to come outside again for? So I guess my question to you is, if this turns out to be real, why are they building these underground cities like that? Why are they doing it? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Do y'all remember 1 month ago when this video popped up with the reptile man from Google Earth? Well, I can prove to you 100% fact that it is real. First, we'll speed through that video again, and then I'll show you. Well, I went to find it myself, and it won't even let you click where was visible before. Watch, I'm trying to click on that second top blue dot, even under that. There are tons of reasons they don't want us to go to Antarctica, and this is one of them.
Let's go ahead and dive into it. If you think that this might be the truth, raise your hand. I mean, it looked like a whole bunch of game of sorries. Everybody's sorry, and all of them, all these niggas sorry. It looked like we in that bubble right there. That's Africa. What I'm starting to think is, niggas don't know how to go from bubble to bubble, except for aliens. Aliens going over here, pop, 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 nigga. Popping in and out of niggas' bubbles. This make you think like, oh my God, when they say get out my bubble, get out my world. I hope this ain't true. If you is a teacher, at least just slide this in a slideshow. Don't tell your parents. Don't even draw what I've shown you. Keep this a secret. People saying we all surrounded by ice walls. Like what if I go out there and it's another me? This why they keep talking about multiverse. This what Rick and Morty then was doing. Popping around in all these different bubbles. I need to pop in over there and see if they got niggas over there. See if they niggas doing good. See if they niggas still oppressed. What's going on with the niggas? Go over there and check out they Mexicans. See if they Mexicans are as cool as ours. They're probably not. We the realest niggas out here. Out of all these bubbles, that's one thing I gotta say. We got the best bubble, nigga. 'Cause we here. That's why. And I might not fight my social studies teacher because she might not know.
Hip-hop was a CIA operation from the inception, even in the 80s.
CIA financed 80s hip-hop. John Holmeston, a retired CIA agent, has admitted this week on national Russian television that the CIA was behind the creation of the 1980s hip-hop scene and financed major hip-hop acts, including NWA, African Bambaataa, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. God damn. African Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The CIA was there from day one. Them your day one niggas. The time spent big money. This is serious money. This is in quotations. On this covert operation destined to further the division and corruption of the American youth, to nihilist, anti-establishment, and anti-American ideologies. Stop. They trying to get anti-establishment and anti-American activities. When Crazy Bone read it, the dude said, well, where's Brand New Me? Where's Latifah? Where's Public Enemy? Where's all of that shit? But they also work to get you to believe anti-establishment. They're just step one before you get to gangster rap. But
why would they not infiltrate after they just COINTELPRO Black Panthers, after they shut down all the civil rights movements, all the American Indian movements, all the feminist, all them other movements that was going at the same time? You think it was done? COINTELPRO was over? No.
Now the part that they didn't really say, and there's some people who's gonna have a perception based off what they said and not how they worded it, man. And I don't like, there's a lot of things lately. I'm listening to how people say what they say and why they not telling it exactly how it is. And it's because they want you to pick up a certain perception and narrative and run with it. Language controls perception, and perception controls reality. So if you don't explain some shit or use the correct language, people will run with a certain narrative without understanding what exactly really happened. I don't personally believe that they knew who they were taking the money from. I personally believe they came from poverty so much to the point where they didn't care. They was just so ready and happy to help their family financially. They just took the money. I mean, if I was one of those agents too, I wouldn't tell you where it's coming from, because then it gives you a chance to choose whether you want to do it or whether you don't want to do it. But if you've been coming from some slave situations or poverty and you ain't never, and I'm talking about generational curses where your family ain't never had money, because some of y'all families have long money, or old money I should say. Some families have new money. You don't know the difference? You gotta go figure it out. There's a huge difference. And if you come from, if you the first breadwinner in your family or first breadwinner in your generation, you're not about to ask where it came from. You just gonna take it, bro. That's all I'm saying. And then you got somebody above you who's gonna be making the shots and telling you, no, make this song, make that song. That's when you get the record labels. You ain't gonna question them, because you're gonna feel like I could be flipping burgers and getting told what to do, or I could be making my words rhyme and over a dope ass melody, and they gonna shape it up for me while I just use my talent, and they gonna give me some money. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying, so they making it sound like these people just sat there and was like, oh, this is who I'm working for, let me sign that. Come on, bro. Most dudes in the hood ain't signing with them agents. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. They won't tell us that. They not gonna tell us that, because they know we're not gonna mess with them. You don't look like me. You don't come from where I come from. Why would I? That's how we look at it sometimes. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. But then again, he talk about Public Enemy and then he says something bad about them. Well, do y'all know that NWA was put there so that Public Enemy didn't get no, because Public Enemy was speaking on some shit that combats with what? Alright, y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. That shit get deep too.
Government admitted they have been manipulating the weather this whole time.
Turns out all the crazy cranks and conspiracy theorists who were concerned about chemtrails and weather modification, well, you might have been proven right after all. I've just come out the most extraordinary 2-hour congressional hearing here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on that very, very topic. Experts all agreeing weather modification, cloud seeding, chemtrails, it's real. Here's what happened.
My written testimony goes into detail explaining my decision to join more than 500 other scientists and academics around the world to call for a solar engineering non-use agreement. I'll just briefly state, first, the understandings are not sufficiently developed to know what the outcomes would be, and unintended consequences are almost certain to happen. Second, our 70-year history with weather modification should give us some humility, thinking that we can understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather. And finally, we have one Earth, and experimenting on it carries considerable risks. I have likened geoengineering to risky gain-of-function research on viruses with uncertain benefits and catastrophic risks.
Now, the federal government has been involved in cloud seeding since the 1940s. Using the planet as a test monkey for emerging technologies poses all sorts of risks. Among these that have been highlighted by the EPA are stratospheric ozone depletion, acid rain, and reduced crop yield. There's also the question of whether such large-scale climate interventions is even necessary given the uncertainties regarding climate change.
For years, anybody who questioned weather modification was labeled crazy or a conspiracy theorist. Now we've learned that they've been doing it for decades. One geoengineering company called Make Sunsets injects aerosol into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into space. I want to show you their frequently asked questions. Why? It says, unless we reflect sunlight, tens of millions of people will die, and 20% of species may go extinct. These climate activists have come so far that they are actively trying to inject chemicals into the air to block the rays of the sun from hitting the earth. And they want to take away our God-given rights over the earth in order to satisfy their godless climate cult beliefs. Potentially cooling the earth could also cause people to freeze to death, crops to die, and could literally lead to killing millions. And
my father's brother disappeared about 20-something years ago, and the whole family has no idea whether he's alive or dead.
He drowned.
He drowned. Thank you.
Hi Sylvia, my name is Hesna, and I'm about 18 years ago my father went on a business trip and never returned. The day that he was supposed to come, he called and never came. My family searched high and low, no results. So I just want to know if he's dead or alive.
No, he's alive in Florida.
Does that make sense?
No, but thank you.
Sylvia, it's really great to meet you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My grandmother passed away 5 years ago, and I was really close with her. I just want to know if she's around me at all, if she's watching over me.
Yeah, she creates a tapping noise.
In my house?
Yeah, she sends birds around you.
Sylvia, my parents divorced when I was 2 years old, and I don't know my biological father.
You don't want to.
Okay.
Okay. Not
you
at all.
don't.
Thank you.
How did she die? She was shot.
Circumstances around her death?
She just collapsed in her room.
My brother passed away 2.5 years ago. He was 43 from an aneurysm. I was wondering if he was...
Who's Mark?
I don't know.
There's an older man, Mark, that said he met him. Will you please ask? As far as your brother is concerned, he went just like that.
About 10 years ago, I fell very ill, and they couldn't figure out why. I've had 3 other bouts with this. They still can't figure it out. I've been to countless doctors. Can you tell me what I should be looking for? What's
lupus.
happening?
Will you? Will you look for lupus?
Thank
All right?
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, Sylvia. When I was a very small child, I had, I guess, an imaginary friend named Juja Anna.
It was a past life, and she was with you, and she was your sister, and she stayed with you until you released that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
If and when my son meets his biological father, will the meeting go okay?
No.
Yes, ma'am. You had a question for
Hi,
Sylvia.
Sylvia, how are you? I wanted to know if it was true my father died of a heart attack.
Yes, and a stroke. Both.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm actually a second adopted child. I had to give a first child back, and I feel that possibly a deceased blood sibling is trying to guide me to find other siblings. I was wondering if you see that at all. No.
No.
Okay.
If you and your husband are ever going to move out of state.
Out of New York State.
Yeah, you're going to move to Salt Lake City.
Really? Thank you.
I lost my boyfriend tragically a few years ago. They never found him. And I've had such a hard time since. Every day.
The reason why you didn't find him is because he's in water. And find him in water, it's like the girl that's missing in Aruba. You can't find somebody.
Well, it was September 11th. There was no, he was a fireman, but...
Is there any way he could have drowned in water some way?
My mom passed away 3 years ago, and before she passed away, she tried several times to tell me something in the hospital, and I could not understand because of the tube she had in her mouth. And
she didn't, you know, this is really hard to tell you. Your father is not your father.
Wow.
But who cares? You love who you love.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
But she wanted to get that off her chest. Who cares? You know, but I mean, that was her thing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Okay.
Oh, shit. I want to know what y'all think. See, I got a personal experience towards Sylvia Brown. Like, well, I didn't meet her personally, but my grandmother did. I already spoke on this in like early on in the channel. And I want to know what y'all think about her. Because our situation went, I say like 90% good, like 10% not. But they got like a badass experience. I would say, she said he in water. She said it happened on 9/11. She was like, was it any chance he's by water? No. She told you. You just didn't want to hear that. You didn't want to hear that. You had your own mind made up. You was thinking you was about to finesse her and give her a whole nother, giving her the runaround. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know y'all opinions. I seen comments on the short we ended up putting out with the chemtrails And I seen people saying, you know, we already knew this. Why is people acting like we just now figuring this out? Don't be one of those people, please. I'm asking. Don't be one of them people who be, it's like, I know, but why you don't know? Because there was a time you didn't know. And nobody did that to you. And if they did, don't be an asshole like they were. Be better than them. That's my advice. When I seen some crazy comments and I seen people saying like, where the whole clip? Bro, relax. It's a short. You gonna get the whole thing. You gotta wait. Like, chill. So, y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know y'all opinions. To those who are vibrating low, I understand. Life hard. I understand. You irritated. I understand you might be mad and holding some shit that you don't really want to be holding. Just let it go, bro. Because we here at the Collective, on this channel, we not against you. We actually want you to let go of that baggage so that you can come join this ride with us and join this journey with us. We don't want you to feel like that. We're not going to try to change you either, though. But if you're willing to change yourself and come back here with a better attitude, trust me, we're willing to accept you. And we're willing to treat you like family. You still family. You just a distant relative when your ass vibrated low. Because I can't have you too close. You get what I mean? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, though. We love everybody. Appreciate y'all. Let me know if y'all like today's rollout. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos very smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. When you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. I love y'all Collective. Y'all know what it is. I ain't gonna hold you till I see everybody in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know